I believe with all my heart that the United States of America is the tangible expression of what God wants for all of us, everywhere, all across the globe. So you ask me why I love her. Well, give me time and I'll explain.
Oh, I love this. Great job, John. Wow, I love
God,
that.
thank you.
I hope people go
Thank
grab
you.
that right now. I mean, that's fantastic. John Schneider's with me. Welcome back to the Kate Daly Show. I do have one audience quick question for you. Why did Luke always get to
Sure.
slide across the hood of the General Lee? Why didn't you?
I did. I
You
did
did?
sometimes. But
Okay,
he was,
in the opening, in
yeah,
the
I
opening
did
credits.
sometimes.
Yeah,
But the camera was usually on the passenger side, so
that's so
the
true.
guy that got in the passenger side usually had to
I
jump over
love
the
it.
car.
I love it. But you got to
But
drive
I
the
did
car.
plenty.
You drove it.
I did. I got to drive the
There you
car.
go.
Yeah, because in our world, I was the driver and he was the crew chief
I love that.
because we were trying to break into NASCAR. So it made perfect sense, and that's also why the doors were welded shut.
I love it. I just absolutely love it. That's awesome. All right. Thank you for answering that, by the way. And I just wanted to mention, I wanted to mention real quick, you lost your beautiful wife, Alicia, last year to cancer, and you shared so
Yes.
much of your journey privately through that, and then you found love again. So congratulations! You just got married probably a few weeks ago. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
On the 23rd of July. Yep.
Oh
Got
wow.
married on the
Okay.
23rd of July.
Nice. To
God
Dee Dee.
sent me a beautiful, hysterical, and this is very important, widow.
Oh. Okay.
So, God pays attention. God pays attention. So
Love
I
it.
could not possibly imagine being equally yoked
Wow.
with someone who didn't understand.
You're right.
Because try as you may, try as you want to, if you've not lost a spouse, it's not like losing a sibling. It's not like losing a parent.
Right.
I've never lost a child, but it's not like they're all completely different things.
Mm-hmm.
So when I lost my wife, it was the most devastating thing in the world to me. When Dee Dee lost her husband, Paul,
Paul
and
Sorvino.
Dee Dee's husband was the actor Paul Sorvino.
Mm-hmm.
When she lost her husband, Paul, it was the most devastating thing for her.
Mm.
And it's fair to say neither one of us thought we would ever hold another hand. I was quite convinced I would never smile or laugh again.
Right.
I mean, truly, this was devastating. And she was the same way. And we were recommended to just kind of talk to each other, to kind of try to hold each other up a little bit and commiserate by a actor friend that knew Alicia and I, and also knew Paul and Dee Dee. And when we met, it was strange. I mean, we've been laughing ever since. And we're not meant to be alone. And I get some wonderful comments on Facebook, and so does Dee Dee, that they say, contrary to what naysayers may think, when people who've lost a spouse find love again, or love finds them, I think that's actually more accurate, because we certainly weren't looking.
Right.
But when love finds you again, it's actually a testimony to how much you love your deceased spouse, because you know that I know where they are. I know where Alicia is.
Exactly.
I know where Paul is. I know they're looking down on every tear of sorrow and every tear of joy that Dee Dee and I shed. And I know they are delighted, because in what will seem a half a second or a heartbeat for them, we'll be there with them.
I love
and
that.
And we'll get to talk about this, if it even matters anymore, and I don't know, and I guess we'll all know when we get there, but we'll get to discuss this crazy thing that we felt was so important called life.
Right.
Together over wine unimaginably good. It'll be the real Jesus juice. That's
yes.
heaven has got the best wine. Sure. And we will laugh, and we will love, because that's what we're here for. I think that's what we're built for. Is we're built to love.
I love that.
So this has been a very surprising turn of events for both of us. And I could not be happier.
I'm so glad. I'm gonna. We'll end it there because that was such a beautiful sentiment. Tell Dee Dee that we're so happy for her too, and happy for you. And thanks, John, for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
All right.
Keep spreading the truth, and let's make it to November, and then get our country back.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
John Schneider, thank you.
Care.
And of course, Made in America, you can go to John Schneider Studios. You can check out all the films. And then he's got a wonderful store as well. And he's just, he's out there and he's outspoken. I actually really like that about John because most aren't. And I asked him on the break, I said, you and Jim Caviezel and Mel Gibson and all of you need to get together. And he said, I think we will actually. I think he's been friends with Jim for 25 years, but he said, there's a beautiful synergy of of certain people in Hollywood that are very, very conservative that once they join and really get together to do some projects, I think I think it'll be really refreshing for the majority of people out there. We're so used to hearing from the George Clooney's, and the grossness of Hollywood that it would be, I think, and I was telling him, I'm like, most of the people out there like it when you talk about God. We like it when we hear from people in Hollywood that are more conservative and he said there's a lot of closet conservatives in Hollywood, believe it or not. But he said, we will join forces at one point, and that's coming sooner than later. And I know that I can't wait to see that, right? Can you? I mean, I would love to see more and more Christian films, more and more conservative projects. And you know what? The people go. I mean, here it is. It's Friday, right? And we're coming up, this is like date night in America. People want to go see a movie, but they also want to leave feeling good and feeling like, okay, restored hope in humankind. I like this. And as long as we keep getting served up junk from Hollywood, that's why I think people, I know that we Netflix a lot or you watch Prime or this and that, but the movies that people attend are the ones that are conservative and Christian. And even The Chosen went into the theaters because they knew people would spend the money to go because people are tired. We're tired of being fed the junk, right? So I like that he is outspoken. I know the Dukes of Hazzard. I remember watching that growing up and loved that show and thought these two were amazing. And that was really his first job. I mean, he got hired as Bo on Dukes of Hazzard and then did a lot of other projects. But I love that he is doing country music and has been doing it for so long. Most people don't even realize that he's been doing that for 20 years. But check out his music. And I think as long as these people are supported, the Jim Caviezel's, the John Schneiders, I've interviewed Corbin Burnson, same kind of thing. Corbin told me, he said, I did LA Law and now I'm doing more good Christian projects, more projects that enlighten people. And I remember he said, it just feels so much better at the end of the day, every day. And I like that. And I think people are less afraid to do that now. Sam Sorbo, I've spoken with Sam a lot. Sam and I are friends, and her husband, Kevin Sorbo. There's a lot of projects out there that people are working on right now. And that's why I think that if we can support that in the masses as the crowds, they'll do even more and they'll bring even more stuff forward. And I really am appreciative of that because don't you want your kids to be able to go to the movie and see something that is enlightening, that inspires them? They leave with a good feeling. I mean, I would hope so. So I really love that. Dennis Quaid also doing a lot of projects like that, and he's friends with all of them. And I think soon you'll see more projects coming out of these guys where they're really working together like that. But I'll come right back. And you're listening to the Kate Daly Show. Of course, KateDalyRadio.com. Michael Yon coming up in the next hour. We'll be talking about foreign events, all kinds of things, the border, all kinds of stuff in politics. But this hour, we're taking a little break. Be right back. Kate Daly Show.
Thanks for listening to The Kate Daly Show. All opinions expressed by the program participants on The Kate Daly Show are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Patriot Radio, KSGO, Canyon Media, or their respective parent companies or advertisers.